Here we go. Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and today I get to have David. So David, welcome, dude.
Hello.
All right, so David, can you please tell us your full type?
My full type is double masculine, N-E-T-I, consume, sleep, play, blast. No, number one.
Okay, cool, man. So you are an ENTP, double masculine. What do you think and how do you feel after getting your typing results back?
Um, oh, well, I expected a different type. Um, but um, it took about 2 days to adapt to it. Afterwards, I sort of understood it. Um, yeah. After a week or so, I actually really liked that I was intuitive because I've always thought that I was intuitive, but mm, like the videos of Dave and Shan convinced me that I was wrong or something. So I also got typed by Cognitive Resolution Group, which did type me SI. So I was a bit worried. So I sort of, yeah, but I was a bit glad that I wasn't a censor.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, all the censors hate being censors. Like being intuitive is more cool or something. But
Yes.
so when you send me a message on Facebook, you said that there's a part of you that thinks you might be similar to Lex Friedman's type. Um, do
No.
you still think that
No. No.
way?
No. No. I don't think. I actually I don't like him. I just think that I'm play last infodom
Yeah.
plus number three because I've asked a lot of people
Yeah.
um, that I'm not really responsible enough to be a number one,
Okay.
and I'm also not mm, what was it? I'm also not an energy dom. I'm not really those are my two I just think they made a little mistake there. So yeah.
Did you ask them about the last animal? The last two could have been switch or something? Because sometimes it does happen
Oh
where
yeah.
they.
But they haven't retyped me yet.
Oh,
I am going to eventually get their attention or something because
gotcha.
I want to get it official.
Okay, yeah, I've seen some people in the community that got the last animal, the last two animals, I mean, switch, right? But most people, when they get mistyped, it's the middle animals because that gets a little bit confusing. So, but that's the situation you're mentioning has happened before, so it's not like it's impossible that you know they flip those two last animal around. But anyways, we'll chat and we'll see how it goes, right? Um,
Okay.
how do you experience your double feminine NT consume? So your first animal's double feminine. So even though you're double masculine, you're actually double feminine on
Mm.
the front end, which is very interesting, right? So how do you personally experience that?
I would say that I forget. I'm very forgetful, probably. Um, just in general, very forgetful. Because I don't really remember what I do all day that much. Because of that, I would assume. Um, uh, and I'm also not that. I would say that I have a lot of different interests. I'm not that hyper focused on one interest. I get distracted easily because I'm not like that focused on one consume I want. Mm, yeah. But I don't really observe my first animal that much. I just watch videos all day pretty much. That's just what my consume does.
Right.
Um, I don't know. It's just like a natural part of me. I don't know. Just learn more stuff. You know.
Your consume is NT also. So that means when you want to solve a problem, then consume is going to be your go-to answer. Does that sound about right to you? Like, you got to do your research if there's a problem that needs to be solved, you know?
Yeah. Compared to other people, I've noticed I'm like a lot more knowledgeable than other people, which is weird. Like, I used to think they're just like stupid or they're just or they're just a bit boring, you know, like why don't you know this? Why don't you just look yourself?
Right.
Why don't you like understand how this works? Why don't you like solve that problem?
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
Um, your sleep is also ST, so it's SITI, and it's tied to competence. So would you say that
Competent?
competence, yeah, like being competent. So, would you say that if someone were to label you as incompetent, that would be like one of the biggest insult possible? Like David doesn't know how to do shit, like that would that be something that you would find very insulting or hurtful, is being labeled as that. But you do have it as savior, so there could be a part of you that say, hey, you know what? I'm very competent. I know what I'm doing, So like how do you personally experience that from your own perspective?
Why is sleep competent?
Yeah, because your sleep is ST. It's SITI. So anything that's
Oh,
ST related is, being able to do
oh,
stuff, SITI. So
okay.
yeah. So it's tied to competence.
Um, oh, I would say that online I usually just attack them back. I would say when someone like thinks I'm not competent, I'll just like, no, you're stupid or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But in person, would you do the same thing? I mean, you are double masculine, so technically you should be aggressive,
I
right?
would probably just ignore it. I would probably just ignore it. I would think.
I see.
I would probably just think like, no, you're wrong, but I'm not gonna argue with you.
Oh, I
That's
see.
probably how I would do
That's interesting. Yeah, because you're feminine TI, right? So you don't care to
it.
argue
Yeah.
with T. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah. So here's the interesting thing. It's like you think you're infodom, right? But I was thinking about it when you said that, and that means you think that your blast is not last, essentially. You have it third. But then I was thinking about your blast, and your blast is double masculine, so it's super aggressive and it's super
yes.
confident. So it's potentially that you have been typed correctly. It's just that your blast it's double masculine that it's so obviously active, like it feels like it's activated. Because any double masculine animal cannot be ignored. It is something that everyone can see. So in your
Oh,
case,
yes, of course.
yeah. So I'm just saying, in your case, it's possible that um you are blast last, but because it's double activated, you have access to it and you can use it, which is a good thing because then obviously
Oh,
you can
yeah,
use all your animals. But
I know what you mean.
or ultimately you could be infodom, right? So, what's your take on that, personally? Because that means you would be NF last, right? NF play last. Do you see yourself
Oh, yeah.
missing that NF play, and you have the
Oh, yeah. Um, let me think. So, I would say that I'm also a number three, which also strengthens my blast even more.
right,
But I've seen people who are double masculine blast, and the way they act is usually a bit different. They're usually like really sassy and stuff. Like they're usually like um they blast a lot, but they're like energy dom. Like that's why I said I'm infodom, right? Like you can still see that they're energy dom, even when they blast, when they're like a bit like the last animal, when it's double masculine, it's always a bit sassy. It's not really as confident as I would think I am with my blast. And now additionally with the play last, um like play is the one animal that I don't respect and that I'm extremely bored, like easily bored. I've noticed compared to other people. Like I'm bored and scared of it and disrespectful. And I would even say like a bit useless, at least in my experience. And it's something that I actually avoid quite a lot. Like for most of my life, probably not as a kid that much, but I don't really avoid blasting that much. No, I don't really like blasting, but it's like something that's not a big issue for me. But yeah, I'm also an info dump pretty clearly. I can't really deal with energy dump conversations that well. Like a conversation for me is hard to engage when people are like being silly or just exchanging like energy. It's a bit from the outside to me, it looks a little bit weird. when people are engaging in energy conversations, because all I can do is just listen, because it's like I can't really engage. Like, of course, like I can enjoy them, but I can't really engage that well, because it's like a yeah, it doesn't really have an info topic or something. It's a bit weird to me, and it makes me a bit self-conscious because I can't really engage.
I see. I mean, time and place with everything, right? Like you're not going to be infodom in a party, then you're messed up.
Mm.
You're
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like on Discord, I don't know, like everyday Discord or something. But like, um, yeah.
If so, you have masculine extrovert feeling.
Yeah.
That means you perceive the tribe as a threat. Um, can you share a little bit about that? Because one of the things that you said about play is you're a little bit intimidated by using it. Um, that means you're intimidated at engaging with the tribe. And with masculine DE, then you would perceive the tribe as a threat. Can you share a little bit about that feeling of like seeing other people as threatening, and then you yourself is not the threatening one, despite
Yeah.
being the double mask person?
Yeah. Um, I would say that like I feel like that what is deemed popular by other people or what is deemed valuable by other people is what I'm like bound by. So like I can't like make a fool of myself, because that people would judge me for it as a society. So like I'm very careful to like and then like when I don't talk that much, like I feel judged because it's not normal. Like people are like it's like this it's like the opinion of other people is extremely important, and I'm just this little guy here. So I'm like um so I feel offended very easily by that. Yeah. When I feel like I'm getting judged by the majority of people around me, I get very aggressive about it, I would say, compared to someone who is not masculine FE.
Right. Do you think part of that too is because you have savior flex? So that means you have a big ego, that that ego is
Mhm.
easily bruised or hurt when attacked, because like if you were number four and you have low ego and people make fun of you, you're kind of just like ah ha ha ha, like let's have fun with the tribe. We're just making fun of each other.
Mm, yeah, but I would also say that I'm a bit more aggressive because I flex. I'm not that friendly, so
Right.
that bites me like that. That also gets me like into trouble a bit. So that also leads to more of me getting offended in the end,
You
because
not being
other
friendly,
people attack me
like
back for it.
you being aggressive towards people, you mean?
Like being a bit more ambitious and not as friendly because
Yeah.
I have saber flex, which will then lead to people being a bit more annoyed in general
Uh,
and then attacking me a bit more.
what are you ambitious about, just from a personal perspective, with your savior ego, for example? Like what are you ambitious about and what are you trying to build up your status on? Because ultimately the savior flex is building status, right? So in what realm are you
Oh
trying
yeah,
in what realm are you trying to build status in?
I would say I'm all in on objective personality. Um, yeah, pretty much. I would say like 80% of my day is objective personality.
Well,
Yeah, it's the one thing.
what I mean by status is like, if you're building status, then you're gonna be known for something, right? So what do you want people to know? Like what do you want David to be known for? Like what do you want to be known for? Like when people think of your name, they think of this. They
Oh,
associate you with this. Like what do you want people to
oh
associate?
God. No, 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 no. I want to be the shadow figure. I don't want to be like in the spotlight. Um, I want to be the one that has power, but nobody knows about it, because like I don't want like people's attention that much. Like I want to just like I just want to be rich, for example. But maybe I want to like troll people with it a bit, like brag a little bit. but like I don't want people to know me for anything, actually. I don't want that fame like a number one maybe would. I don't know, like I would not understand why someone like maybe a number one me would want that, but like I don't know, I don't want that attention. I just want power, but not like attention, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah,
Maybe
it
that's a
makes
number three
sense.
thing. I don't know.
It makes sense for number ones, but number threes, you want to be known for your craft essentially, right? So your name is still going to be popular because people are going to go to you for whatever product or service
Oh,
you
in
have.
my area, yeah. I want to be known as the expert in my area, but like I don't want like normal people to like know me or something, but that's weird. Like I don't really want that much attention in general. I just want to be like I want people to know that I'm rich, for example, but like I don't want like yeah, I don't like yeah. I'm not that extroverted, you know? I'm not that yeah.
Right.
Maybe that has to do with that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you have saver flex, and the part of the flex is still tying your name to something. So it could be your craft, and it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but your colleagues, for example, like you would be known for something. Especially when it comes to your craft. If you are number three, then you would be the person that's well known to be the best at you know this craft. Like what craft are you trying to? If you are number three, what craft are you trying to be known for? Like what kind of like
Oh,
niche? What's your niche?
right now it's the objective personality system because I've noticed that it's actually the most powerful one. Mm,
Oh, David's video froze and his audio also.
uh,
Oh, there we go. It's coming back slowly now. There we go. He's back. Yeah. Anyways, I go back to it. It froze for a second.
okay. So, well, the objective personality system, I'm going very deep for the last year or so. I've been going very deep in it.
Right.
That's the one thing.
So you're saying you want to be known for the objective personality system, like someone that's like really
So I
knowledgeable in it?
want to hmm. So I want to learn to type people because that will be the first step, and then I want to like yeah, that's pretty much it. And I also want to like understand social situations very well. Like that's something that I really like.
Would you say that's tied to your demon play then? In that case where like you're like, okay, I need to understand people so that when I get in a social situation, I know how to navigate it because I know people's personality type. Is that kind of like the thought process there, or um
Um, well, for me, it's more of a flex thing. Like, look at me, I have this superpower. I can see everything. That I think it's more of an internal flex with me.
I see.
I'm like good at this one thing. It's so imagine like having a superpower or something. That's like a very number three thing in my opinion. When
Right.
you have a superpower, because like it's like, oh, it's more of a like an internal energy boost or something. Um, when I was in school, like I started studying a lot of mundane facts, and it really boosted my self-confidence because I knew I was like smarter than them, but I didn't have to tell them or anything. It was just like an internal feeling, like, oh, I'm better than you. I know this, you don't know this. It's more like I don't have energy to like brag about it to everyone. So I just like this energy boost. Oh, I'm better than like it's more like that with me. It's
I
more of like
see.
an internal feeling.
So as long as you yourself uh feel like you're smarter than everyone because of all the
Yeah.
research you've done, it's good enough. You don't need to prove yourself
Yeah.
to the tribe per se. It's
Well,
just like
sometimes I like to like I love to make like mastermind predictions or something like that, but they don't come that often. But like I still imagine that's pretty cool, you know. But yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like for example, sometimes I since a kid I've had this habit of like predicting if people have a sister or a brother. So like there was this one guy who I said like, so how old is your sister? Like he didn't tell me if he even had a sister, but I was just like, oh, this guy has to have a sister. I was like, "Oh, how old is your sister?" And he was like, "How do you know that?" That's like one of those flex moments, I think.
Like
Definitely.
it kind of makes you sound creepy though. It's like, why are you asking about my sister's age? You know, like you sound like a sicko or
Yeah.
something. That's kind of funny. So, I
Yeah,
want
that was it was actually meditated because like I had to say something, but like straight out saying, "Oh, I know you have a sister" is a bit boring. So I was just like, "Oh, how old?" Yeah, I had
oh,
to ask
right.
something, right?
Oh, I see what you're doing. So your extrovert feeling is trying to get an emotional reaction out of the tribe. So you're trying to like mess with them to see if you can get the
Yeah, yeah,
FE to spike.
yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. I think like that popular jumper ENFP ENTP Ellen DeGeneres. She's always trying to get people
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have an emotional reaction. So it's like
Yeah.
trying to like poke.
Sometimes I actually, yeah, sometimes like I actually just like get really aggressive just to see how people react. That's something I sometimes do. Yeah.
I see. So you're a troll
It
then.
goes into a bit of the area yeah, yeah, a little bit in that direction. Yeah, definitely.
I see. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are an ENTP, right? So that's you gotta do that.
Yeah.
So you're double masculine. That means you're kinesthetic and audio. How are you when it comes to exercise? Are you someone that picks up exercise or sports pretty quickly as a result of having that
Mm.
kinesthetic as your first sexual modality, or no, not so much?
Let me see. So, I really don't like sport, but I've always been good in I wait, what was I good at? I was always good at like dodging balls and throwing at them. I was usually the last one standing when there was like a free for all or something. But like I didn't yeah, I actually like those games, but like most sport I don't really like because it's like energy expenditure and stuff. Like I don't have the energy for that. Uh, I also don't like exercising, but as a male, I have to sort of do it.
You
Yeah,
don't feel good when you
but
exercise, having that kinesthetic, like it doesn't feel like you're um
painful usually. Like when I have to do a workout, it's usually very painful for me.
are you going too hard or something, or like
No, I'm just really I don't like exercising.
I see. I see. What about the audio side of things, music and learning from hearing? How is that for you?
Yeah. Because I'm a masculine sensory person, I can visualize sounds like a ton better than than pictures actually.
Right.
Um, because I have audio second, so I actually listen to audiobooks because a lot better than reading. Because like audiobooks, I just consume. When I have to read something, I have to like turn the page. Like maybe this is a play last thing, but like turning the page, looking at like moving my eyes, it's very high energy expenditure rather than just listening. So reading is very high energy expenditure for me. So I usually just listen.
Oh, I see. I see. You prefer to just chill there and listen to
Yeah.
the audio as opposed to just physically reading it,
Mm.
because then otherwise you'll expend unnecessary energy. Um,
No, it's just like it's annoying. It's like a bit. It's almost painful because of how like tedious. I don't know. Mm.
oh, you mean the act of reading is tedious.
Turning the page, like holding your attention on the letters. I think it also has to do with me being like masculine sensory rather than like visual.
So, dude, how are you not energy dom? Because play last people don't do this, you know. Uh,
But
you're so obsessed with energy conservation. The
yeah,
play last people will sacrifice their energy for info, and you're not sacrificing anything, you're conserving your energy. So it's kind of like suspicious that
yeah.
uh you think you're play last, but it seems like you've been typed correctly, except for your social type. You might be a 3. So in that case, um
Okay.
that's just from what I'm hearing, based on what you're saying.
Okay. Um, That doesn't quite make sense to me, but okay, whatever.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Um, all right, dude. So, is there anything that you want people to know about you, personally, being this specific type, and coming into to this interview? Is there something you want people to know about you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's ask about you being a double decider. So you said you're not very friendly, but you're still a double decider as a result of being an ENTP, right? When do you kind of diffuse the situation when there's tension between you and the tribe, because you're self above tribe, right? So then the tribe might start perceiving you as selfish or unfriendly. But then you can see it obviously because you have masculine extrovert feeling, right? So how would you when would you choose to diffuse a situation, or do you not do that at all because you have demon friends? Like how do you see that personally? Like with your family or friends?
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, I would say that I'm a bit less judgmental and one-sided than my mother and my brother because they're both deciders. Um, I'm usually like I'm usually just like they're sort of like in the mess of the thing. Like they're sort of in the they're like inside of the social matrix while I'm just like floating above it, not really caring that much. So I'm usually like I can usually help them out a lot. Like I'm just like, who cares? I don't care. Um, maybe I don't care. Like maybe like um, I care more about the information because I'm observer. Um, so usually I don't get into trouble at all with people. It's usually I get in trouble because I'm too chaotic. I don't follow a schedule. I am awake at night or something. I'm too loud at night or something. Something like that. Yeah, that's definitely how it is.
So would you say your goal then is to cause chaos so that you can get an emotional rise out of the tribe?
No, 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 no. I can't help it. Um, uh, but this is the thing that causes people issues. It's not that I'm like overly. I'm very balanced with my. I'm very balanced. I'm very balanced with self and tribe, but it's usually the chaotic nature of me that causes a lot of issues with people.
I see.
I've
Um,
noticed.
I remember I saw a Facebook post that you made recently that you were kind of butting heads with Anna. You put that thing with like the energy and stuff,
Oh,
right?
that was just trolling.
So I
I
was
wasn't serious about that.
Oh, you were just messing around when you put that
Yeah,
there. I was like, what's going on here? I was like, and then Anna got like kind of like annoyed at your post, right? And then I was like, what's going on here?
I
So I guess
wasn't serious
so that's
actually.
okay.
It's
I,
like,
I I see what's going on. You're just being you, essentially,
mm,
messing with the tribe and stuff. Um, okay, cool, man. I'm not sure what else to ask you. I've actually asked you all the question already, and you've addressed all of them already. So, is there any topic that you wanted to bring up for us to discuss before we wrap up this interview?
um, wait, where's let me see. Um, let me think. Um, hmm, mm, can you explain that previous point um that you made about like can you elaborate on that infodom thing you mentioned earlier? Because I didn't understand that. Didn't really make sense to me.
Oh yeah, I mean during the interview you're just talking about how you, for example,
No, the definition.
you don't want to read a book because it's too much
Yeah.
effort to turn the page and then focus on the words. So you rather have the audio come in because that's like the
Yeah.
most least amount of energy expenditure needed to extract the information from the source
Okay.
essentially. So um the obsession with energy conservation is why I was
Yeah.
thinking that you are potentially not info dom, you are energy dom. And then also when you are making those posts on the Facebook group to fuck with a tribe, that is like that energy dom. I'm gonna mess with you so I can see you get triggered, right? So it's like an energy dom also act, right? Because if you were play last, you would be more serious when you do this kind of stuff, but then you're fucking around with people. So it's like, are you really as info dom as you think you are? I know you have double masculine blast, so it is definitely quite activated. Um, but it seems like it's pointing towards that you have been typed correctly in terms of animal stack. Social type. I don't know if you're number one. It sounds like you're actually a number three. So that part actually sounds uh like you're spot on when it comes to your social type. But the animal stack, it seems like you are not infodom, that you are energy dom. And I know you don't want to argue, and it is what it is, feminine TI. I'm just providing you with my opinion. I've interviewed tons of people, and I know what Playlast ENTP feels like when I talk to them. And you are not a Playlast ENTP from based on my experience interviewing other Playlast ENTPs. You are not doing the Playlast thing that they're doing. That's just my what I'm getting from you, just based on our conversation.
Okay. Um, I actually want to like not everyone. Is everyone on here in the database in the interview?
No, I haven't interviewed everyone in the database, but I've interviewed, Playlast ENTPs before, and uh,
Really?
yeah, there's quite a few Playlast ENTPs I've interviewed, and there's patterns that
Are
I've
they in
noticed.
the database?
What's that?
Are they in the database?
Database in the Airtable? Are you referring to the Airtable or what?
Yeah. No, like the subjective personality database.
I haven't looked at the subjective personality database, but they're on my list of people I've interviewed. So if you go to the ENTP playlist, you can see the other playlists people that I've interviewed. So you can see
Yeah.
playlists.
Are they double masculine?
They are not double masculine, no. But
Okay.
this the only thing I could see if someone is not double masculine is less punchiness. But in terms of the communication style, there would be a lot of similarities in terms of either not using play to ping with a tribe when it comes to the back and forth conversation, or not respecting um, being able to do the back and forth, but not wanting to gather information from the tribe per se, because part of play is gathering information from the tribe. In your case, it's gathering patterns. So those are the different factors involved. There's also NF, so if you were play last, then you could potentially do the back and forth, but you might not respect the NF side of things. That would be one of the factors of the play last. So um, so I mean you could argue that that's the part that you're missing, because I haven't heard you say anything NF, during our talk. So it's potential that that's what's missing is the NF. But that's just what I'm getting from you is I do think you've been typed correctly animal wise. Social type wise, I think you might be right when it comes to number three. That's just what I'm
Okay.
getting, just based on talking to you and other Playlast ENTPs. Okay, I understand you're double masculine, so you're a little bit different in that case. Um, and
Mm.
and if you're demon friends, then of course, you're not going to be using play as much, right? But it's not because you're play last, or it's not because your social type is demon friends, So, I think it's from your social type that's what I'm getting from you, So, um, because I ultimately the animal. overrides the social type. So I'm not seeing your animal overriding the social type in this case, you know. Anyways, that's just my observation. You know, take it as you will, do whatever you want with that information. Toss it away if you don't like it, but that's just my observation. All right. All right, David. We can wrap up the interview here. So yeah, man, thanks for coming out, reaching out, and yeah, I'll see you around the Facebook group.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
bye.
Later, man.